What kind of chips are you thinking about here?
What do you mean?
You said that you don't care about us producing more chips. What do you think a chip is? Or do you think I'm talking about like potato chips like Lay's or Ruffles?
No, I honestly don't know what you're referencing. No.
Like the chips that power all of the technology around you?
Yeah. Okay. That's what what I figured you were saying. Sorry. I'm trying to get inside here. But let me ask you this one question. Okay?
They're going to bring the Frito manufacturing back, ladies and gentlemen. If you vote for Kamala Harris, we will be producing more Fritos than we ever have been before. We will be producing the Fritos, the Lays, the Ruffles. We will be bigly producing them all with American manufacturers. We will bring jobs home. We will make potato chips glorious once again, and they will no longer be produced in China. We will no longer be reliant on communist chips. The Fritos are so communist. Do not eat those communist chips.
You're obviously avoiding this question. Can you just stop being a little kid and answer the question?
Ask away, bro.
So a couple months ago, you would have been on here debating about voting for Biden. Okay? Yep. So now you want to say and admit that Biden's racist. Earlier in your live, you want to admit
Thank you so much for the VR goggles. I appreciate you.
Before he dropped out, you were going to say that he was the right candidate to vote for. He wasn't racist and all this other stuff. So what
how long have you been watching my lives, Lane?
What?
How long have you been watching my lives?
I see you live every now and then. No,
yeah, so I mean, if you knew, right, so before Biden dropped out, well, the argument was that, yeah, both Biden and Trump had a racist past, but the difference is that Biden has since came out, apologized, and changed his actions to become a better person. Meanwhile, Trump hasn't apologized for anything in his damn life, and ultimately speaking, Biden would be the lesser of two evils in that respect. Right? So, like, no, I did care about his racist past. I did acknowledge it. And this was the argument that was repeated time and time and time again when Biden was running for president months ago. Right? But obviously now Biden has stepped out of the race. Kamala Harris is running, and I'm voting for the non-racists over the racists. Why aren't you?
No, so that wasn't that answered part of the question. So you were a couple months ago, you would have been on here acting like Biden was a competent enough leader to vote for to lead our country.
Yeah, definitely more competent than Trump.
Now you want to get on here and act like he's not, and you switch, and it doesn't make sense, because this is how every single...
Wait, you were talking about racism, and now you're talking about competency. Which one do you want? Well, if you've ever listened to the lives before, right, I would still today vote for Biden over Trump, because I'll take the old man that's a little bit mentally incoherent at times with a good policy that cares about our country and wants to protect and preserve our democracy over the lunatic old man that's literally delusional, has denied elections, has committed 34 felonies, has been found guilty of literally raping a woman, that tried to overthrow our democracy with the use of a coup and only pass legislation to benefit rich people. I would still vote for Biden today. So would you ever vote for a rapist, sir?
You would vote for Biden, okay. Would I vote for... No, I mean, no, but that also...
So you want to vote for a rapist. So Donald Trump was held civilly liable for rape by a jury.
Civilly liable.
What's the difference between a civil court and a criminal court?
There's no jury, right?
There is a jury of 9 people that found him guilty.
Okay. Well, oh yeah, and it was people he hired as well. Yeah, I've heard this. So, I mean, I agree in that sense. I wouldn't vote for somebody that had. But I mean, I guess it's just my opinion that.
Okay, Al. He said he wouldn't vote for Trump. Hey, what's going on, Christopher? Are you voting for Trump?
I'm leaning that way. Yes.
Okay. Would you ever vote for someone that's been held civilly liable for the violent sexual abuse of a woman?
To be honest with you, man, I don't stand by any of these values. I've been listening for a little bit now to your live. I think you're extremely intelligent. I think the stuff that you have to say is way beyond my knowledge, and I'm not going to act like I can fathom to understand the same stuff that you do. My only issue is I don't know if you're really making any progress on getting people to change their mind to vote for Kamala over Trump. I kind of think that, especially with what crowd can be a little bit more ignorant at times, and I'll acknowledge that. I don't think kind of the bashing way that you're debating these people doesn't really help, to be honest. I kind of feel like if you took this knowledge that you have and used it in a more...
I appreciate you for the love. I don't think that you're here to debate. I just think that you're here to tell police. I am just looking for debates. I do appreciate you for the love. And predominantly speaking, we do change minds. It's more so just people watching and listening, not the people debating. And I'd actually say I've been incredibly kind today. I don't think guests unless they bash me first. Respect isn't deserved. Respect is earned, and respect is mutual. So, like when a guest, doesn't demonstrate, like kind, virtuous behaviors, proclivities, or attitudes towards me, of course, I'm not going to demonstrate them back. Hello. You were saying some crazy shit in my chat earlier. You think I'm paid by the DNC?
No, that's not me.
Okay, are you voting for Trump?
I was voting for Robert Kennedy. I'm voting for Trump now, though.
Okay, why are you voting for Trump?
That stuff about him is a lie.
About him being a rapist? Why would you say that?
My cousin worked in Hollywood, and he said that happened on TV show.
Okay, one moment. Hey, for my mods in the chat, I would appreciate it if y'all would mute people that would be making fun of the guest. Okay, and the guest just left. But I just want to clarify for future reference. I don't support or condone ableism, and it is unacceptable to be had in my chat. So I mean, just for the future, because that guy left. Don't. I'd appreciate my mods to mute or block people in the chat that would be making fun of guests. We're gonna get our next guest up, and the man was fake. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna Hey, what's up? How old are you? Okay, they're not here. I'm not the arbiter of truth. I hope that abled people aren't coming up here faking disabilities to quote unquote make a joke or whatever the fuck. That's so fucking cringe and gross. But I'm not gonna be the arbiter of truth to question someone's disability. Maybe we could just place an expectation of people not to fake disabilities. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up? Are you voting for Trump, Drew?
What's going on?
Hey, what's up? Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, real quick, guys. If you want to support me, my Venmo and my PayPal, they are in my bio. I get 100% of the platforms on the 100% of the donations on those platforms, and it means the world. But anyways, Drew, why are you voting for Trump, man?
Well, I want to talk about inflation. You had mentioned some stuff earlier that I disagree with. So one of the things you mentioned was about the Inflation Reduction Act, which is a known failure to not reduce inflation, and that was Biden's biggest accomplishment.
Yeah, so why was that a known failure?
Because it was a bill disguised as an environmental, basically.
It's literally deficit reducing. That's why it was labeled the Inflation Reduction Act. It aimed at decreasing consumer spending by investing more in IRS to do quicker audits on individuals to make sure they're paying their fair share, to decrease consumer spending, which reduces inflation. Not to mention the fact that it was deficit reducing in the long term, which is also has deflationary pressures. But yeah, it was predominantly the biggest investment in renewable energy resources we've ever had. I'm pretty sure he's leaving though, so we're gonna go to get our next guest up in here. Yeah, we're probably gonna end this stream and send it right over to Parker here shortly. But in the meantime, let's try to get to our. Oh, Drew's back.
Hello, sorry.
Hi, Drew. So did you hear what I said?
I'm trying to pull up Wikipedia, but it does say on Wikipedia that the act is known to have not worked through 2021 and 2022. So I don't think that's a great point.
So Wikipedia says it's not worked. What?
Yeah, and it has sources on Wikipedia. So is Wikipedia lying, or is it wrong? Do you think?
Yeah, I'd say that it would be wrong. But can you demonstrate to me, what about it was a failure?
When you spend money in the government, it's never going to reduce inflation. The whole point of reducing inflation.
That's the thing. That's the thing, though, is deficit reducing. So the bill in the next 10 years
the bill was
actually
disguised
saved more
as
money.
an
Wait, that's a whole different issue, right?
It was $800 billion going to environmental policies.
You missed. You added an extra zero. It's $80 billion, and then predominantly speaking, it is deficit reducing over the next 10 years. You're saying more government spending leads to inflation. So yeah,
$783 billion went to climate change.
So Drew, are we going to listen to me or not? Because the bill was deficit reducing.
Deficit reducing, but they spent money. So how did they?
Elizabeth, I appreciate you for the $10 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the worst. He's saying Drew's the worst. He was on with GT and Parker. Oh, have you already talked to them?
Yeah, yesterday. Yep.
Oh, cringe. So it looks like they obviously didn't change your mind. Have I debated you already?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So I'm just going to go and reference this. Just look up the Inflation Reduction Act, CBI. Specifically speaking, the Inflation Reduction Act over the long term is deficit reducing. This is indicated by the Treasury. That's a fact. Also, the idea that you just cited me, Wikipedia, is laughable at best. Get better sources, buddy. But I am just looking to talk to people that I haven't already spoken to prior. But anyways, hey, for the 4.1 thousand people in here, I'm just going to go ahead and send y'all over the Parker stream because, Loki, I'm thinking we're going to co-host with him for a little bit. So head over there, spam at Parker, get a job in the chat. We're going to go ahead and send y'all over there on a raid. We got it pinned right now. Before I do join, I'm going to go pee real quick. I've been live for a total of 4 hours, so I'll probably do about another hour on the coast with Parker. So head over there, show Parker some love, and I'll be joining up in about 2 minutes after I have the ability to use the restroom.